Dunk here, and today I wanted to show you how you can create tip jars just like this using a tool called Helio, and you can place these tip jars wherever you're creating content, giving your audience the opportunity to say thank you for the content that you create. By the end of this video, you're going to be able to create links just like this, where you're going to be able to tip in multiple different cryptocurrencies, including Gary, USDC, Solana, as well as on multiple different blockchains. If that sounds like you, then buckle up because I'm going to take you through every step to create your tip jar using Helio. And before we get started, if you wouldn't mind just smashing that like button, it really does help the algorithm so more people can learn these strategies to monetize their content and make passive income with DeFi. First, you're going to need to create a Helio account. It is completely free to create a Helio account. Just go to Helio or hel.io, and it's going to bring you to this page right here. You can read up a little bit about all the different features on Helio, but today we're focusing on creating that tip jar. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on Launch App. It's going to launch this page right here, and you're going to have a couple different options to create your account. If you are going to use an external wallet, an easy one to use is Phantom at phantom.app. And the reason why is because it supports every single blockchain that Helio supports, so you wouldn't have to have a whole bunch of different wallets. If you did not want to sign in with a wallet, you could also just create an account using your email address or just sign in with your Google account. It's just up to your personal preference. Now you're going to click the one that you want. You'll just need to sign if you pick your wallet, and then we will go on to the next step. When you create an account with Helio, it's going to go ahead and create a wallet for you. They hold the key, so just keep that in mind if you decide to use the Helio wallet. If anything ever did happen to your login, you are at risk of losing access to your funds. If you want to make sure that that doesn't happen, you can always go ahead and create a wallet with Phantom like I showed you. So I have created these 3 different tip jars. You can see somebody already tipped me once in Gary. They tipped me 5 Gary, and there was a transaction fee, and I received 4.9 Gary. You could do this on any of the supported blockchains. I have one set up in Solana, Gary, and USDC, but any of the coins that are compatible with Helio, you could do this with. So we are going to go ahead and create a new one, and I'm going to walk you through it. So we're going to come up here and click Create Payment. You have 2 options. You could start from scratch, or there's a whole bunch of these pre-made templates. But today, all we're going to do is we are going to start from scratch. So I'm going to click Next right here, and we are going to fill in this information. Now we're going to give it a name. Like I did over here, I just called it Thank You Tip Jar, and then I wrote that it's Gary. Since it's a Gary one, you do whatever you want. I'm just going to name it Tip Jar, and then we are going to create a description. If you're not good at creating descriptions, go over to a tool like ChatGPT or any of the other AI writing tools. It will help you write an amazing description. What I did is I took a rough draft of the description and I dropped it in to ChatGPT, and I told it to rewrite it and make it look a little bit better, and it did that for me just like that. But you could write it however you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this same description that I had over here, but you could go write your own using ChatGPT or whatever you choose. Or hey, maybe you are an expert writer and you can just write the perfect description. I don't know. That's not me. I'm just going to paste that in. Since this is a tip jar, you really don't need to send them anything if you don't want to. What I've been doing with this is I just give them a link to my Discord server. That's just dunkmedia.club. And since I'm sending those links, if I ever decide to change that redirect, it can go to whatever I want. So now we have our tip jar, we have our description, we have text, which is just basically sending them to a link after they buy or after they donate, and then we have an image. Again, I'm just going to put in a filler right here. I'm going to throw in a picture of my Draft Tower NFT just as a placeholder. You could put whatever you want in this spot. You could use Canva to create this cover art. The free version works perfectly fine. Everything that you need to do, you can do with this free version. If you have Pro, awesome. If you don't, just use the free version. You're good. So I have my draft right here. And by the way, I used a version that has the background removed. You could add these types of files if you don't want to have the background. It's called having an alpha layer. And if you are using Canva, you do need to have the Pro version in order to have the alpha layer. Just a heads up. Now we're going to click Next, and it's bringing us to our payment page. We are going to leave it on single payment. We are going to pick the currency that we would like to accept these donations in. Again, I had it in a whole bunch of different currencies in USDC, Solana, and Gary coin. So I could pick any of those. If I wanted it to be USDC, or I could do Solana, there's Solana. If I wanted it to be Gary coin, I could search for Gary coin. It's right there. And I could pick that if I wanted to. And then you could also have it converted into Gary coin if you just wanted to accept, say, take USDC and convert it into Gary coin after the purchase. But today I'm just going to show you how to do it in USDC, but you could do it in whichever currency you would like. So USDC, and then I'm going to click let users define the price. And that means that they could enter in whatever amount. Maybe they just want it to be a penny. Maybe they want it to be $1. And when somebody fills this out, in this case, it would send $1 in USDC to you minus whatever the transaction fees that Helio charges. And just so you know, every single payment processor is going to charge some form of transaction fee. And this could be different for different companies, but I find that companies like Stripe actually charge more than what they're charging with Helio. Hey, and these companies do need to actually make a revenue stream in order to keep the lights on. This can't be a service that they're just providing for free. So this is a way that they could actually take a little bit of income and cover their costs so they could provide this service for us. Okay, so now I have in this example, it's the $1, but I'm just gonna delete that. User enters their own price. Now under networks, you can see that there is Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, and Bitcoin. If I turn this off real quick, I could add additional blockchains. I would have to connect a Ethereum wallet. I'd have to collect a Polygon wallet, or I'd have to connect a Bitcoin wallet in order to use those, but I'm just gonna use the Solana one right now, leave that on. And then down below, we can click right here, and there's the Helio wallet right here. And if I'd like to, I could always click add funds to external wallet, and then I could actually just add the name and the wallet address where I'd like those funds to go. But today, I'm just gonna leave it in the Helio wallet. You could always transfer out of the Helio wallet once the funds go to it. Now, I'm just gonna click next. Since this is a tip jar, you don't really need to fill in any of this stuff. One thing that I do like to always turn on is this one where it says affiliate links, because you never know who's going to share your link. If somebody wants to share my link and I can give them a percentage of my tip in exchange for them actually trying to get me more tips, then absolutely I'm for it. So maybe you want to give them 10 or 20%. It's called 20%, and they'll get a percentage of that. You don't have to turn that on, but I always like to give people opportunities to earn affiliate commissions if they can, because hey, I'm still making 80 cents on the dollar, even if they're taking 20%. Now, another one that you could do is you could also have split payments. If you wanted to have maybe half go to one wallet, half go to another, and I could just click right here and add another wallet address right here. Maybe you can give them a Discord role if they fill this out, and you can give them some sort of perk that way. For me, if it's a tip, you don't really need to deliver anything. And at the bottom, if you want to just get an email notification every time that you receive some sort of payment or tip, you could turn that on if you like, but I'm just going to turn it off. But then I'm going to go ahead and click create, and it's going to create this link. Actually, one note, I am going to remove this advanced feature right here where it says customer email, and I'm just going to leave the affiliate one on, and that's it, and resave. If you ever need to make updates to this page, that's all you need to do. Go back to this page and go and make any modifications and hit save, and you're all set. Now you have this page. It will give you this link. You could click this little pencil icon if you want to edit the link and create a custom URL. It's up to you. And then I'm just going to leave it as the default one. Now we're going to click copy, and I'm going to see what this link looks like. So there we go. We have our image, and look, it came out with the alpha background because I used that image. And then I could take whatever amount I want. If it was $5, it would send them $5 in USDC. I could either hit add funds, and that would add funds to my Helio wallet, or you could just click pay with Web3 wallet. And then they're going to be able to pick whatever Web3 wallet they want to pay with. Since we're doing Solana, we have Phantom. Again, you could do Ethereum right here. Bitcoin is also Phantom, but again, we're just doing Solana today. So if I clicked that, I can make the payment directly from my wallet. And the way that I have it set up right now, it would go directly into my Helio wallet. And I had the affiliate turned on, so if somebody was to donate that $5, they would get 20 cents for every dollar that was sent. And all you need to do is click refer a friend, and it would give you the link. I can't click it right now because you can't click it on your own account. Now I took the link and I dropped it into another browser. And if I wanted to promote their tip jar or any link that they've created with Helio and they have the affiliate feature turned on, they'd be able to click refer a friend, connect a wallet. They would end up making a commission, so we both win. Now that I have this tip jar created, where am I going to put it? You could put it anywhere that you think that your audience will want to tip you. For example, I dropped them right here in my YouTube video description for these videos. And as time goes on, if people get value from my videos on top of any other revenue that I get from them, I can easily just say, hey, there's a link in the description. If you get value from what I'm saying and you wanted to just leave a little bit of a tip, drop it right there. It's sort of like a super like on YouTube, but directly into my wallet. And I don't need to wait for Google to pay me at the end of the month. If you like learning different DeFi passive income strategies like this, make sure that you jump into my Discord at dunkmedia.club. Also, if you want to learn how I'm making passive income with DeFi, you go over to defiearner.com. I'm going to share with you 7 ways that I'm making passive income with DeFi. And if you stick around, I'll be sure to share with you some of the best resources to make sure that you are making passive income in DeFi. If you have any questions, be sure that you drop them in the comments. I want to make sure my content is as helpful as possible for you. Make sure that you've smashed the like button, ring the bell, and subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.